Not long ago, Tony Hawk took to Twitter to announce the return of his Pro Skater video game series. As a fan of skateboarding games, this should have filled my heart with joy, but either I'm dead inside or the original Birdman failed to do his job, because I find myself only marginally interested in seeing what Activision does next. Why wait around for a new game starring a middle-aged has-been when you could be playing OlliOlli2, welcome to Olliwood for PlayStation 4 and PS Vita? Released only a year ago, the original OlliOlli came out of nowhere and caught everybody by surprise. It managed to combine the sensibilities of a modern skateboarding game with a decidedly old-school look. And best of all, it was somehow able to stick the landing. The game was so addictive that I spent every waking hour devouring the PS Vita original, only to do the whole thing all over again when the PS4 version hit PSN. After putting so much time into the first game, part of me doubted OlliOlli2 could improve on the theme. Boy, was I wrong. As it turns out, adding manuals takes the series to a whole new level. This allows players to string together combos that can last the entirety of the stage. It's a substantial addition that will make players look at each stage in a completely different way. While not as much of a game changer as the manuals, the sequel adds reverts, grind switching, and revert manuals to the list of ways you can increase your multiplier. This adds a whole new layer of depth to a game already full of tricks to memorize. All of these new gameplay ideas are easy to pull off, and they fit seamlessly into the land of Olliwood. Beyond the addition of a few new moves, OlliOlli2 plays almost exactly like the original. Players still use the left analog stick to perform complicated stunts, all of which require a well-timed press of the X button to pull off a perfect landing. Each level is full of gaps to find, railings to grind, and a big jump to trick off of. But don't get too cocky, because all it takes is a single stumble to send our skater boy back to the start of the level. Much like the first OlliOlli, this sequel sees players tackling 5 challenging goals in each stage. Players will be tasked with pulling off a certain move, gapping a hard-to-find location, collecting a certain amount of floating objects, earning a lot of points in a single combo, and a whole bunch of other difficult jobs. This feels a lot like the structure of early Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games, and it gave me a reason to revisit each stage. Once you've completed all 5 amateur level tasks, a brand new pro stage is opened up, complete with even more challenges. The real stars of Olliwood are the new locations, which are substantially more exciting than what we saw in the first game. With the exception of the movie backlot, each location is inspired by a different film genre. Players will skate through an old western town, a futuristic city filled with giant robots, and, my favorite, a broken down carnival that is infested with brain-hungry zombies. These stages are exquisitely designed and full of alternate routes and hidden areas. I couldn't wait to see what Roll 7 was going to come up with next. These movie-inspired locations are not only fun to skate, but they also look phenomenal. Although the original game looked good on the PS Vita, the visuals were a bit rough when it was eventually ported to the PlayStation 4. This sequel sports a new art style that really shines on both consoles. I love the way the sun beats down on Gunmetal Creek, and the weather effects found in the Carnival of the Dead. And without fail, it didn't take long for me to get caught up in a lengthy OlliOlli bender. What could have been little more than a set of new tracks turned out to be a fully realized sequel. Adding manuals was a stroke of genius, and it changes the series in important ways. It's hard to imagine an improvement as substantial as that, but I'm sure Roll 7 is up for the challenge. OlliOlli2 Welcome to Olliwood is the best skateboarding sequel in years. It's overflowing with enough action and personality to make me forget all about whatever it is Tony Hawk is working on. I don't know where OlliOlli goes after this, but I can't wait to find out. Have you had a chance to play OlliOlli2? Of course you have. It's one of the free PS Plus games this month. Let me know what you think of the game in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and check out some of our other videos. Expect reviews of Shiflings and Final Fantasy Type 0 HD in the coming days.